First at 11, severe weather hits New England. Thunderstorms with heavy rain and wind made a big impact here in the Bay State this afternoon. You can see it right here on your screen. That's on Providence Highway in Denham. Waltham also hit hard with rain. Take a look at this video. Trees shaking from the storms, the sky lighting up too. Over in Norwood, a viewer sent this video of hail falling from the sky. And finally, check this out. The Massachusetts Department of Fire Services posted this on X. Lightning striking in Stowe on the left of your screen there. After all that, this is the way it looks outside right now. A live look at the Zakim Bridge. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Glenn Jones. Priscilla has the night off. At the height of the storms, thousands of people lost power. Right now, that number has fallen to less than 2,000. We have team coverage for you tonight with our Michael Rosenfield and Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard. But before we get to Pete, Michael is live tonight in Chelmsford with a look at the damage there. Michael.
Glenn, there are pockets of significant damage around town tonight. This is some of the worst we've seen this evening. Take a look at this giant tree that came toppling over in the height of the storm. It landed on a family's house.
I heard a giant crack.
Aiden Filoon was home with his brother when the storm rolled in.
5 seconds later, the whole ground started shaking. And then I heard the glass go.
Next thing he knew, a giant tree had landed on his Porter Avenue house in Chelmsford.
There's glass all over the kitchen, all over the dining room, the trees in the roof. It's raining inside.
He called his parents who were on the Cape.
It's the first time in, almost 20 years that we left our kids home and we went away for a couple of nights, just us.
This is what she found when she got home. Windows smashed, glass everywhere, parts of the house, including the kitchen, nearly destroyed.
It was way worse than I even imagined.
In another Chelmsford neighborhood, the Balboni family is also dealing with a huge mess on their hands.
I was just standing at the back door. It got really black, so I looked out and was looking at the tops of the trees. And
a moment later, a tree landed on the roof, part of it slicing through a bedroom ceiling.
I'm just happy that everybody's okay. It's really scary to get a call from your husband when you're driving in a bad storm, and I heard the fear in his voice.
Back on Porter Road, the Filoons are still assessing the overwhelming damage, but there is a bright spot.
If we hadn't been on vacation, I do home daycare, I would have had a house full of kids. So that's a blessing in disguise, I guess, that we were on vacation.
Take another live look at this tree that fell on that family's home. The family tells us tonight they have spoken with inspectors, and inspectors tell them there's just too much structural damage here, so they can't live here for the time being. Live in Chelmsford, Michael Rosenfield, NBC 10 Boston.
Incredible damage there, Michael. All right, thank you. Let's go west of Boston. A similar scene in Newton. Take a look at this video from Derby Street. The strength of today's storm sent this massive tree to the ground, hitting a few electrical wires on the way down and just barely missing the house across the street. Neighbors say they witnessed the whole thing.
It scared me to death. It really was so loud, and it crackled, and sparks were flying everywhere. It was frightening.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the power did get knocked out. And unlike Chelmsford, no structural damage to report.